Wasn't that a nice surprise? How's it going, Norma C? I'm here. How's it going, Norma C? We're waiting for an ice storm here this evening. It's supposed to start really late in the Montreal region. I'm just on the outskirts of Montreal, and it's supposed to rain. We're supposed to get some freezing rain. So, aside from that, well, I got some information looking around on some certain websites that were talking about John Souza. Actually, it's John Souza himself that was talking out, Margaret, and he's a former FBI agent. And what's better than hearing a story about UFOs, a secret story? Well, what's better is hearing it from someone on the inside that came out and is talking about what is supposed to happen. He wrote about what I'm going to talk about in his book a couple years ago. But either way, hey, Dan. Hey, Bruce. Thank you very much. How are you all doing? Waiting for a rainstorm here late this evening. I was doing a lot of errands this week. I was able to get all the errands done. I'm back at home for the members just arriving, or when you arrive and you see this at the beginning of the stream. I have um, a short video, but it's of the sun today. It has started to get aggressive again, so I'm going to get one up for you guys and then jump on this side to get a video up this evening for my amazing community here. I love you guys. Thanks so much for being here and for supporting the channel. It's all because of you that this channel persists. There was a glitch the other day. The comments had stopped rising in numbers, and then all of a sudden, whoop, things sort of got back to normal, even though they really are holding this channel back, unfortunately. Thanks for stopping by, you guys. Carlene, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Damien, honor in the house. Well, brother, keep up the great work. Thanks for the encouragement, man. We got some good news today. Former FBI agent John Souza is talking about a UAP truth, and it has a lot to do with the fake alien invasion. I didn't bite too much into the fake alien invasion that had the theory, because there's several theories now, right? With the theory of the holographic image that they were going to pretend there were UFOs flying around and stuff. It's because in reality, it's the fake alien invasion is going to be a real invasion. And this is in theory. This is what people are saying. This is straight out of the mouth of a former FBI agent, John Souza. And he says it's a real invasion that's going to happen, but it's not going to be alien. And again, take it with a grain of salt. I don't want to change any of your ideals, of your theories that you've thought over the years. Some of you don't trust some of these people when they speak. I get it. I totally understand and agree with you. But it's really important to understand that no matter who they are, it's important to see what they're saying so we can see which way the game is going to go. So I highly doubt that the government would want John Souza to bring out what he brought out. And the invasion, the scary part is that guys are going to start shooting down, commercial planes and eventually even military jets, escalating into, a massive world war, even though we're already in a world war right now. Jackie, how's it going? Goodson, thank you very much. Hey, Darla. Trump grand jury canceled. Yes, see Viva. Oh, is Viva Frey back in Adam? Yeah, those of you around the world, whether you know it or not, in Ottawa, there's a lot of protests that happened recently here. It was in the news, right? They jailed some people up. The same a bit of what was going in the States. But Viva Frey, he's a good guy too. YouTube channel you can check out. Viva Frey YouTube channel out. He's a news guy. I think he's also a lawyer. But when he talks about when there's issues happening in Canada, Viva Frey usually jumps on it. Now it just so happens that it's about Trump's grand jury being canceled. There was also, I have some information, maybe even Viva Frey talked about it. There was a bomb threat also yesterday. I didn't mention it, but maybe some of you picked up on that. A little itsy bitsy news that came out about a bomb threat just at the moment the hearing was to begin, when the judge entered. So with that said, well, they would have stop the proceedings. I don't know if they went through with it afterwards. Obviously not, because we didn't hear about it in the news. You could be sure MSNBC, CNN, ABC, all the liars, CBC, everybody basically are on the horn. And me, it's getting me really mad seeing the titles that are out there, like, Trump involved with Stormy Daniels, a porn star. And before any of the truth comes out, I'm for truth. If the truth came out that he actually did that, well, I don't give a crap. It was 7 years ago, whatever. It'd look bad for him. I'd be embarrassed. Yeah, right. I get it. But did he do anything wrong during his administration? I don't think so. And I don't know if you've been hearing what Trump has been saying, obviously, a week before they decided to indict him, what he wanted to do. And he's going to put the elites away. They're all going to be jailed. So this is the thing. This is what they're not going to want to happen. So it's just a battle of good versus evil, unfortunately. Whether you like Trump or not, guys, I'm Canadian. I'm just giving my simple opinion on it. I don't think it's about liking either side. It's about, unfortunately, choosing the side that we have to, because that's all we have, right? I know lots about what's going on, but I don't usually talk about it to get any strikes and stuff. But the Congress and the Democrats and the lefts are getting a whole bunch of new candidates and people to obviously make everything very confusing. Nick Balker, how's it going, man? Thanks, members, also for being here and for being a member. I got a video up right after this about today's Sun that I got, a really short clip of today's Sun, and I gathered up some clips and videos, which I rarely do, of other people, but it's on the internet, of what happened the past week and a small part of last week. The Sun double CME not too long ago caused incredible devastation. I want to show a little short clip of St. Bernardino and the campsite at the bottom that was flooded, because there's an apocalyptic scene that you see there, okay? Because you see the forests are completely burnt. And I say forest, the trees, they're all black and there's no leaves. That confused me right away when I saw California without any leaves in their trees. It's not something that happens in, aside from the drought, heat or whatever. But it's apocalyptic seeing the floods, flash floods, the thawing snow, massive snow accumulation in the mountains at the same time as you see all those burnt trees. So, we're going through hell. They're talking about San Andreas fault lines. For a couple of months I've been talking about it. Everyone's always talking about it, but now it's, they're warning people to stand by and hang tight. My friends in California, most people are going to be safe. There's always deaths when things like that happen, but in general, they're saying under 1,500 of deaths. So hopefully it will be even lower than that. But the San Andreas fault is several years overdue from causing an earthquake. They're predicting a 9.5 in California whenever it happens, right? We've been here the past 30 years. They've been talking about it. But it is going to happen. It's not a matter of if it happens. It's a matter of more when it happens. And if anyone else is watching in, have a really big show today. Lots to talk about. I'm concentrating on all this, and there's lots to see, lots to say. I got some mail from Sergeant G, and I'm going to have to read it because I just got back from the mail. And I thank you very much, my kind friend. Also a letter. And of course, aside from a letter, of course, some love and support, which I always love you guys when you do this. Live every moment, laugh every day, and love endlessly. This is something I should have on my fridge. Obviously, thank you very much, my friend. But obviously, like I told a lot of you, if you have information to send me, and I'm very happy to say, but the first time I did receive some. And listen, man, thank you very much for taking the time to do all these photocopyings for me. This is like 10 something pages, of course, of information that interests me, of course. And I really appreciate it because of what's the title of it. And when I tell you the title, you'll get an idea. Out of Town Friends. So that's the real term It's often a term that the military uses and that people are not too familiar with when it comes to talking about our out of town friends, because they exist. Aliens do exist, even though they're going to try to cause a fake alien invasion. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the aliens though that are going to be the dumb ones attacking. And to think of them going as far as attacking commercial airlines and military jets, there's definitely going to be an escalation and a serious problem. Anika of Thoth, if you're here, I got another letter, my friend. Listen, now maybe I had it before, but I didn't see it before. But I have an email, Anika, so I will be able to reply. And I'm so sorry for not having replied the first letter. And I hardly have enough time for even myself. I could say, I'm sorry, which honestly, I sincerely am. But a lot of people come to hate me at one point because there's a lot of people. I have a lot of friends online that email me and that ask me a lot of stuff sometimes, and it's overwhelming, and I can't get to everybody. And often the ones I don't reply to, well, they disappear. It's like me trying to hook up with some of the big channels that never replied to me. I don't blame them though. Nick, I didn't have a chance at all to watch it, but it's exactly that I'm going to be talking about. Parts of that video that Redacted posted, if I'm not mistaken, 3 days ago. And John de Souza spoke about this many, many years ago, which was, am I going to say it? 2012, 2004. He also wrote a book. I had the time. Everything you're going to hear me say about that video, Nick, is the first 4 or 5 minutes of the video. I heard him speak at the beginning. Then I listened to a small part where I heard very little about him, but I retained everything I heard. Trust me. So he's used to be in counterintelligence, John de Souza, but eventually, as a minor, he was saying his major was that, but he minored in the UAP phenomena and consultation. So I guess him too. They would consult him, and just like who are we talking about? Luis Elizondo. So it's starting to sound like the mafia. Ooh. Anyways, Luis Elizondo is also under investigation right now. He is a person that has very high UFO clearance. He is somebody who NASA and scientists and people consult when it comes to talking about UAPs. I did a little bit more research into Luis Elizondo. This guy, biology major and stuff. He's into other things, lots of scary stuff when you think of it. I am Kai's here. Thanks for being here, man. So I just saw the video at the last minute and didn't have time to listen to it, but we're going to have some fun just talking about it, because honestly, before even getting into that, I was not going to mention John de Souza at all, but hey, you know me, anything related to UFOs, I'm just waiting to hear more about that. So I took down a lot of notes about, guys, you're going to be very interested about the Helium-3. And listen, the relationship of Helium-3, for those that don't know, they want to mine that on the moon. Many countries are joining into wanting to mine it on the moon now. And the Helium-3 is also coming out of Yellowstone volcano. There's Helium-3, there's Helium-4 there. Helium-3 comes from the solar winds as the sun sends radiation, and the solar winds are always radiating and pummeling both the moon and all the other planets too, and even Earth. We have the magnetosphere around Earth. It stops the Helium-3 that's coming from the solar winds to actually reach the surface. So there's very little Helium-3 here in the soil as compared to on the moon. And it's also 100 million times easier to mine Helium-3 on the moon because it's in the first 10 feet of soil, of lunar soil. So all they would have to do is grab a spaceship, right? Put 25 tons of topsoil, lunar topsoil, and they need 25 tons of Helium-3 to be able to have all the electricity, lights, heating, everything, the power and energy for all of the United States of America for 365 days, 1 year, with 25 tons of helium-3. So you can imagine they're going to be looking for this on other planets too, especially on the moon. So if they're going in Aikman Basin, southern pole on the moon, it's because they're going to look for an area where they can mine the helium-3, right? This goal is because they eventually want to create by 2035 a nuclear reactor that will work with and solely with helium-3. Helium-3 has no bio waste, and helium-3, when heated up, has no radiation emissions. And what we're using here, uranium and enriching uranium to make nuclear warheads, and the explosions and the dangers that we both know of Fukushima and Chernobyl. These explosions devastated those areas and will be devastated for the next probably 700-800 years. So if there's 400 nuclear power plants around the world, and these idiots, I mean, they're still building more, we got to stop and revert to something else, a cleaner energy. I know it sounds a bit odd that they're trying to make clean energy while they're getting rid of us on the other side, but maybe eventually we'll understand more about that. But 2024 Artemis program, that's where they want to go, is to the moon. There's a lot of people involved in that. They want to get rid of the debris around Earth and between Earth and the moon. And unfortunately now they're devastating Mars, because obviously Mars, in the atmosphere, there's going to be debris from space launches and launching probes, rovers, and whatever that's on Perseverance, right? On Mars. Alexis Williams, missed the last few lives. Good to see you, man. Well, thanks so much, Alexis, for coming back. Appreciate that, my friend. Hey there, Margaret Leach. Nice to see you. Vincenzo, thanks, bro. Thanks for being here. A&R Farms, thanks you for being here. I appreciate that. Howdy, everyone. What's up, Bruce? Well, the rain tonight, we're waiting for freezing rain. Hey, Jason, John Swartz in the house. How's it going, man? Jason, if you're out tonight, be careful if you're driving around. If you're doing a taxi, going to get kids, bringing your wife around, bringing your ass around, going to work, whatever. Be careful. There's freezing rain tonight. So these are the last few days, I guess, that it's especially around here, the weather changes from rain, sleet, snow, and we get black ice and stuff. It's supposed to start late this evening. For those of you that don't know Jason John Swartz, you can check out his channel too. That's my blood brother, family, real bro. And I love him, so you guys can check him out too. Nice to see you, man. I hope you're well. Age Nost, how's it going? Hey, big call from the UK. Thank you very much, my friends in the UK. It's a little late for them there. A bit later, anyways, eh? How's it going, Neuro Official? And the members that are here, well, if you just arrived, again, right after this, I'll get that video up for you of today's sun. It was too short to put up on this side, but I'll get up on the member side. And a whole bunch of little scenes, the volcano in Indonesia, the eruption and stuff, so a bunch of a lot of activity that was happening this week. Wow, double CMEs, and this was all caused by the sun. Turkey, earthquakes, 400 tremors after that. It was absolutely psychotic. A former FBI agent speaking out about an alien invasion to come. And don't forget, there's also the invasion of the coming of Christ that people are talking about. It's hard to believe that they would actually try and attempt that, but I wouldn't. That is for sure. Hey, folks, been watching the John Souza interview just as this stream came on. Well, that's a good thing, because a lot of you at the same time were probably watching it at the same time as me, or a few of you maybe even saw it before me. So I saw that it's from 3 days ago. And I had just the time to see it before coming on. And I was pretty surprised by what John D'Souza, former FBI agent, said, that literally the time is now. It's very soon. They're going to start literally attacking commercial planes, jets, and everything. and even the military. So that would be like a major, quite the escalation. Swybeat 616. Hola, amigo. Muchas gracias por venir mi canal de investigación, amigo. Thank you, guys. I am too, Margaret. And listen, I want the best for the U.S. Like I'm sure you too, and that's what we want, right? And the reason why, obviously, Trump didn't do anything, so I don't understand how they're going to arrest him, let alone who would have authority to do so. But then again, like they were saying, was it? I think it was John Kennedy, senator. I love the guy, in the older guy, funny guy. He says the Democrats they can indict a ham and cheese sandwich if they want to, which is true, you know. You can do what they want. Cheryl Ward, how's it going? Aleos, hey, merci mon frère ici. Christopher Rollins says, hello, Earthlings. Incenso Salma, heard it yesterday. Yes, oh, don't worry, I got more to tell you. Oh, yeah, I heard it yesterday. I heard it years ago. He talked about it in his book, John D'Souza, when this came out a long time ago. But again, reminding us now that the time is near. But aside from what he said, he didn't say much. We will take a few of the words that he said, and we'll be able to imagine and think of everything that could be happening and what can be coming. Because one thing's for sure, they're also talking about anti-gravity drones that they would have made. So whether that be true or not, you know, I don't know. We probably may never know whether it's true or not. We'll only hear it, little stories about it. I have a hard time thinking they'd try to do an alien invasion, though. I mean, it proves that they're sick in the head anyways. Are we filling up fast? Wow, 136. That's pretty much full for sure, because it's rare that we get up that much. But again, the title with the UFOs, it's an interesting subject, and people are really curious about what's going on. And I'd love to know more of the connection, right? Luis Elizondo, who's under investigation, top secret clearances. He's being consulted by NASA's consulting him, and scientists and whatnot. Elon Musk is doing projects, and he's the lukewarm leftist. Elon Musk. I liked him so much at the beginning, and I still like a lot of things that he does, but unfortunately, he's not all good, I don't think. Neuralink and everything that he's producing. But it has a lot to do with who the hell is this guy? I'm disappointed in Elon Musk. Quite honestly, I think he's an absolute moron for having wearing that suit with the upside down cross Baphomet, $5,000 or $7,000 Halloween costume. And then I saw a picture of him and his mother. They looked like demons with their dark clothing and dark lipstick and makeup, and whether it be for a Halloween party or not, it was pretty surprising to see him have an upside down cross. Talk about being lukewarm. Okay, that's like literally saying, you know, oh, Alex Jones, you can't come back on Twitter because you were wrong about something. Pay no attention to my upside down cross on my chest. That it's in his image, by the way. If you go on his Twitter and you grab a magnifying lens and you just look with the magnifying lens up to his chest, you can see the upside down cross there. And people say, oh yeah, Bruce, come on. It's a Baphomet Halloween costume. Right. Well, why the hell is it his profile picture on Twitter? Wanted to make people believe that he was going to be a badass about it. Right. So I heard something else. A lot of things I've been hearing. There's back in the days, as a certain wood that they used to use, and I don't talk about this part of the truth of the Bible and the devil and stuff and God and all that, because people are not there yet. But I can tell you a lot about exactly what's going on that is not talked about here online that I was able to see with my own eyes in some documents. I was going to say doctrines, but documents here, thanks to my grandfather. Who's saying the Freemasons have not written old scriptures, right? The Illuminati back in Bavaria when they started a long time ago. The Brothers of Jesus Christ and all these cult names, in reality, the Rosicrucians, it all comes down to the same thing. It's back down to the source. They start frontal organizations to be able to rake in a whole bunch of money and everything. Everything's been hidden from us. Hey, Burn, how's it going, brother? Everything has been hidden from us. The truth, and I think the truth is pretty out there. But I think, they have no choice that if they're going to do an alien invasion, do you think the truth is going to come out after that? Well, hell yeah. Are people going to be afraid of aliens after that? Maybe. But they're still not talking about who's on the moon. That's what's intriguing me. Definitely intriguing me. Who else is here? Messidor, cheers de la France from France. Merci. Thank you very much. Hey, la France, force et courage. I've been watching the protests in France and watching the Nazi-like police battering, abusing the people, hitting them with bats, running towards them without warning them. 5,000 or Messidor, 5,000 ou 12,000 policiers en France qui vont être déployés ou qui ont été déployés. 12,000 police officers to be deployed in Paris or France. En France, en Europe peut-être, mais en France, il va en avoir 5,000, 5,000 more in France. You can see a lot of them outside when they are protesting, and it's pretty bad. It's pretty violent. Crazy music, Space Jams in the house. Don't forget your thumbs up. It really does help, guys. The thumbs up. I really, really appreciate it for sure. Some interesting things that we're going to talk about. Helium-3 is not only on the moon, again, in Yellowstone, it's seeping out of the ground. So there is some radiation in volcanoes, the sulfur and everything that comes out. I get it. Everything produced from it. But helium-3 is something that has no radiation and has no waste. So helium-3 is just exhausting out into the air, So, but now if you wonder, Aleaus, merci, man. Again, crazy music, Space Jams. You guys got to check out his setup and the music that he's producing on that video. And I thank you very much, bro. Sorry, the stats. Je fais ça tous les fois. Julie, thank you very much. Wrong person. Same color. Julie Stats is in the house. Another channel you guys can check out. Delroy Smiths, can't wait to hear this. Absolutely brilliant. It is interesting, nothing less than interesting. I think after Rapture, the government will use aliens as an excuse for people that disappear. I'm afraid of that too. Everything that they're going to be saying, they contaminated our waters. The aliens did this, they did that. You see how they're complaining about Russia, and way back during the Trump administration, the Russian collusion and propaganda. It was bullshit. It was a propaganda about Russian propaganda in reality. But they can see what they do is they turn around, they blame other people. And that's what, not just the American government. I think all our governments are good at doing so. Trudeau is in hot water too. Things are going pretty bad on Trudeau's side. Thanks for the thumbs up, Jason. I appreciate that, you guys. And there's Jason Schwartz's channels, my friends. Motley, MS Sport in the house. Thanks so much for coming by, man. Hey, you guys rock. Anti-gravity drones. That's not too good. And so what happens is the Air Force, you must have noticed when it comes to talking about UFOs, you'll often see highly dressed Air Force personnel comes in, generals, soldiers, generals, not soldiers, and admirals and whatnot, that will talk about what the UFOs are and what they're going to do. And they take charge, and they are or were in charge of the UAP genre or whole story, if you want. But now it's the Navy. The Navy very recently has been pushing to take over, and they have. Right now, the Navy is responsible and in charge for everything that is UFO, UAP related. It's only inevitable that they're going to talk about what's on the moon at one point. And don't forget, they're going to the moon very, very soon, right? The years are going by so fast. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but we're already in 2023 right now. And 2024, Trump already next year back up for elections. Imagine how long I thought it would have been to go from 2021 to 2019 to 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, but we're already there. It's going by so fast. Age Nas says NASA, U.S. Air Force, a mothership is coming. I saw that too. And can you look for it with your telescope? Absolutely. Well, the minute I get a night, I will definitely be out. NASA just fired an administrator who said in a speech that an alien invasion will come by 2024. Wow, that's interesting. Well, there's an administrator, thanks for sharing that, at NASA that said that China is trying to take over the moon. They're speaking out, eh? There are some people on the inside that are actually speaking out. Guys, that is something important when people on the inside come out and talk about what's going on. And you'll notice that some of them will lose their jobs, like for whatever the reason. John D'Souza's coming out talking about UAPs, which he's done so in his book again, but now he's sort of really on the horn. I called it back in 2017. I said, I started seeing, like a lot of you, I'm sure, that there's something that happened with them being able to speak about UFOs as compared to back in the day, all the way back to over 50 plus years ago, Roswell report in 47, because everything has always been hush hush. Everything's data, everything's in a secret file. And what was John D'Souza saying? Off the books. These are terms that obviously these people use, but they have a lot of information about everything probably that the government has left out back in the day. And why is this? Well, NASA, the government and stuff, they say they know so much about UAPs, and they know nothing. They hire people that have the competence, that have the education to be able to speak about these things. That's why they went to get Luis Elizondo. That's why they went to get John D'Souza. Even though he was specializing in counterintelligence and now UAPs. So back in the days, I got off track with what I wanted to say. There were magic wands, and a lot of magic was used, whether it be good magic or white magic or black magic. I think there's good and bad in everything. All associations, even religious associations, you get good people, you get bad people, and they go in there together. Or they like the expression that every bushel of apple has a rotten apple. Yeah, maybe even two rotten apples sometimes. And then one starts rotten, and the one beside it starts rotten, and then the one beside it starts rotten. It's not long for stories to get out of control and out of hand. Celine Loves Light, thank you for being here. Hey, Tina. We have Marlon Rando in the house. Viva Lives in... Oh, is he? Really? Is he in Florida now? That's awesome to know, because he was in Ottawa. Just maybe it was actually the Ottawa protest that probably paid for his trip down there, because he was getting a lot of support, boy, when he was streaming. He's a good guy too. He's got a good channel. Yeah, you like him, Jason? Yeah, it's what my brother just said, Marlon. Exactly. He got really big during the convoy, and oh crap, yeah, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. He was getting a lot of views at one point when they were walking around on the streets down there. Hey, Tina says there was not just one, but two bomb threats. Imagine. So whether it be, fake or real, well, they had to obviously look into it, right? Eyes wide open, 3045. Thanks so much for being here. Be sure to do it again next week as a joke. Fake Trump supporters with masks on outside. Yes, Tina. Isn't that a little bit sad? Listen, I'm beyond. Thanks again, Julie. I'm beyond pissed off at the way the news says Trump calls for aggression, protests, and stuff. He never said that. He said, "I hope people will stand up and peacefully protest." Why? Well, of course, trying to indict him. But hey, we're not going to indict or arrest Hunter Biden. We got to wait till Biden administration is out, right? Then once he's out, then they'll arrest Hunter Biden. You watch him. The day Trump comes back in office, there, back of the head, down on the ground. As a matter of fact, Mr. Heroin is actually Hunter Biden is actually making a complaint against the person that leaked his information. Yet, for a whole year before in the news, they were saying that it wasn't his laptop, that it was Russian propaganda. But now that that's all over, Hunter Biden's mad at them for having leaked his. Pathetic. It's really, honestly, seriously, really pathetic. Yeah. True. The news says Trudeau killed brother for the thew of Sophie. Oh, really? I don't know if he killed his brother or not. His brother, listen, he has a brother that's absolutely against what he's doing, and he's letting people know that how corrupt his piece of shit brother is. He has another brother. It was probably not very much in the news, that is dead in a, so they say, if it wasn't him that did it, whatever, a skiing accident, was killed by an avalanche, apparently. Thanks again, eyes wide open. Hey, wow, 153 people listening in. I have to thank you very much for having done so. So, how many countries do you think are going to the moon to mine helium-3? And what do they think they're going to try to do with it? Yes, all the liars. Yep, he did. He paid off. And Monica Lewinsky, he gave her a bunch of boxes of cigars. I'll do the no facial gesture laughing. All the liars, and plenty of them. Hey, David, Donald, how's it going, man? What's up, everyone? Thanks for the thumbs up. Video coming up of the sun after this for the members. Bobana. Ooh. Absolutely. Bobana in the house. Good afternoon, Bruce. Beautiful mods and fabulous community. Thank you so much. Good versus evil. Yep, that's exactly what we're experiencing. Jason says it'll probably be on Garland Farm live stream tonight around Eastern. Right on. You guys can check out also Garland Farms. He's often with my brother. Good guy, hell of a good guy too. You guys can check out his stream. Hans, my friend from Denmark, if I'm not mistaken. Good evening, Bruce, and everyone. Hope you are well. Greetings from Denmark. I got it. Have a hard time remembering Bruce's little memory. I'd hide it too. Hide what? Is my thing showing? Jason says DeSantis is better. Hey, listen, man. I've been listening to what Ron DeSantis has been saying, and honestly, hell of a good guy. Hell of a good guy. Probably a little step ahead of Trump, I would think. But Trump has connections. He's maybe the connection to save the states, but it'd be nice that if DeSantis and Trump were some of the candidates that were on the conservative side, that would be really good to know. He's doing a lot. Ron DeSantis in Florida, right? If I'm not mistaken, and the things that he's doing, you gotta love Florida. I love you guys in Florida. I love everyone in the States, but Florida, holy shit, what they're doing. Even rejecting the digital currency, they're pushing back on a lot of things. This is really, really good. So we'll see. DeSantis is still a little new for me, but so far I like everything that he's been saying so far. A lot of Americans also think like the way you do also, Jason. I've been hearing a lot of Americans say the same thing you just said. Oh, Montebello won't be so bellow after. It'll be Monty turmoil. Yeah, well, the sun is getting aggressive again, so um you know. Oh, yeah, well, you see, that's coming out actually this week. I heard a part of that, and of course George Soros is scum. So I guess so. So if he's endorsed, yeah, actually Jones did bring that up also. Video, I saw that he brought that up, that Soros. I only heard of this 2 or 3 days ago, I think. So that'll be something definitely to look for. You know, we're not going to hide it. Remember when Trump didn't oh, I can't talk about that though. Breaking news. Well, getting hotter out, getting hotter out. I want to thank everyone for having joined in too. Louis Pepin, comment ça va? Crazy. I just got a link to my phone and I got sent to Crazy Dark Movie. Jeez. That's a last minute weird thing, eh? Computer does some weird stuff sometimes. Triggers Yellowstone and yep. Oh, really, AJ? Well, the predictions are 1,500, but again, I would probably believe it would be that much. It'll depend. It'll depend how it's going to happen. I guess if people are outside, structures are more solid in California than they were in Turkey. Also, with the construction, it's just absolutely crazy. Everything just was completely destroyed. But I would believe that number, Jay, 100%. But sadly, what they announced was only 1,500. It's like, don't worry, guys. We got this. 9.5 on the Richter scale. It's going to probably rip the hell out of the ground and open up gashes all along the fault line. It's very scary when you think about it. Zico 900. Thanks, man. Carlos Skywatchers. Thanks, you guys. Rusted Trust. Thank you very much. Hey, hey, are you kidding me, man? That's the life we live in. This is the life we live in. That's how it is, man. Everything is going to hell. Everything is going to hell. And that's when I can see the emails. You know how I am. Bruce has a hard time getting to the emails. I mean, I get more emails than I get comments. For Pete's sakes, it'd be so fun instead, you know. But no, that's how it is. There's bad news around everywhere. But in reality, it's good news, guys. Be positive. The bad news is because it's the good that's coming after it. And I really believe that good is winning over evil. We had to wait 3 years to be able to hear for the first time that we were starting to win over certain issues. You got Fauci now going door to door, knocking on Black people's doors that don't have that, you know, and asking why. And Fauci's going door to door. Boy, I hope he has a bulletproof vest. What a brave guy. Retired too. How handy. Another devil that was in the U.S. politics. A horrible, horrible thing. Jason Bresney, how's it going, man? Live, love, and laugh. And for God's sake, be awake, not woke. Very well said. Pamby, good afternoon. Thank you very much for being here. Be right back. Wife just got home. Right on. Say hello, please, to your wife. Mr. Joel Burgess in the house. And he just disappeared. Wait till he comes back. There he is. Me and Miss and Kids was getting a bit worried that if he was okay. Good to hear from you again, Miss. Your shows. I will never stop doing the show, my friend. I stream 4 or 5 times a week now. Monday, I streamed and I was out. If I'm out doing some work, well, I'm not going to be able to stream, that's for sure. It never happens. Very rarely happens, though. If my eye's bad, you won't see me. I'll be gone. I'll never disappear, though. I'm far too annoying for that. But thanks for worrying, you guys. Andreas, thank you. From Cyprus, thank you. My friends from Cyprus in the house. Hey, how's it going, Star Hunter? Not too well, but watching on the big screen. Hey, right on, man. Got to send you some healing energy, brother. Sorry to hear about that, man. Thanks, Star Hunter, for listening in, bro. Thank you, Darla. Teresa McLaren, how are you? Hello, Bruce. Thanks. From Glasgow, Scotland. Some more amazing people from Scotland. Thank you. Hey, you guys in Scotland. Thank you very much. Been on here for 12 minutes and just got your notification. Love you, YouTube. That's how it is. It is so sad. That's, I guess, how it has to be. Smush the thumbs up, says Karen Fitzpatrick. Hello, Karen Fitzpatrick. Thanks, you guys. Bonjour, MC Pelletier. Merci. Azil, thanks for coming back, brother. Zlachevsky, my friend, Mr. Zlachevsky. Hope I'm not destroying the name. Hey, Bruce, loved your Island Boy cover. Thank you. It was actually really good. Thanks a lot, man. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Darla and Elias. Hello, everybody. Sending good vibes. Thanks, Azil, man. I'm an island boy. Listen, I had to try it. I said, wouldn't it be so funny? My kid must wonder sometimes. He goes, oh, my God. My dad's 48 years old singing the Island Boys. I thought it was hilarious. The first time I saw them sitting in a hot tub, hugging each other. There was no music or anything in the background. They were just singing. And hey, listen, they got popular for being unpopular, these guys. And they made some good money, apparently. So good for them. But it's a hell of a funny song. Hey, Mr. Pat is in the house. Hump Day, Moonmaster, let's rock this live. It is Hump Day already. Hard to believe it's Hump Day already. It is so dark here. Oh, yeah, you guys. What's her name I wrote down? There's a physicist named Ning Li, Ningli. She was the first to develop anti-gravity, and she disappeared suddenly. She was working at NASA's, okay? So I wrote this down, wrote her name down, so maybe some of you know her. And now she may be actually in China, having already developed advanced UFOs. So Ning Li, very intelligent woman and apparently Asian woman, and she was working for NASA, and now she could possibly be in China. So this is what they have been doing for many years, guys. They've been working on secret projects for UFOs to develop anti-gravity for drones, for don't forget the hypersonic aircrafts that they want to develop. This, they said it a couple of years ago. It's supposed to be 2023 that the Pentagon, right, or something, we're supposed to come out with a new type of propulsion, both water propulsion. We saw in the Artemis launch that they sent up experiments. There was a water propelled device that they were supposed to test. Also, they had Japan that was supposed to land a spacecraft on the moon that I don't know whether they landed it or not. I think they also encountered some problems, but I thought that one was interesting. The Ning Li one, very interesting, actually. So helium-3, being a cleaner energy and not having any radiation, not having any bio waste or anything, because the nuclear plants that we have here, the uranium and stuff, there's uranium, without getting too much into it, uranium 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's different levels of uranium, and it's not all the uranium that's good to be used. Everything else is just depleted. It's no good. It's uranium that is waste and radioactive waste from what they produce by putting these tubes in water with this material inside of it, all to enrich nuclear warheads. It's really maddening when you think of it. The Yellowstone, so it's letting off the 3 and the 4, and that's another thing, it's decaying, which, by the way, Darla, decomposition, decaying, degrading. It wasn't exactly the decomposition. There's no word in French that says decay. Decomposition is close, but there's 6 or 7 other words that were closer. But anyways, a dégradation that they said. But the decay, what's happening is that the rocks are rotting. That's what's going on. They're decaying. The ones that are low in Yellowstone that are decaying have the helium-3 coming up, right? But not a lot, as much as over the top part of the volcano where the crust is. There's more helium-3, but not as much as on the moon, that's for sure, on the moon. But why am I bringing that up? It's that if the moon, there's an explosion on the moon, and there are volcanoes on the moon, in theory, right? If there are volcanoes on the moon, well, the helium-3 and everything that falls back down afterwards, like the solar winds are bombarding the moon. It's been billions of years, apparently, right? And if that's how long it's been there, and the whole soil top layer 10 feet down has the helium-3. So they're going to try to make a nuclear reactor that works on the helium-3. So is that what China's sun is using for the sun that they created that burns 5, 6, 7, 8 times hotter than the sun, which they are supposed to take 10, 15 years to perfection? So they say, and I'm pretty sure that they're doing so many secret projects on the UFOs that it's probably going to be taking up most of their time for the next few years, many years to come, because they've been doing it for a long time, experimenting with UFOs. A long time. Thumb number 51. What are you at? 518 is a come on from the Gulf Coast. You on your pirate ship? Arg. Hello to Gate Smasher. Oorah, if he's listening in at the same time. Yoga with Denise. How's it going? Didn't understand the French, but did the music. Right on. Solarhead is here. Doing well, man. Thanks a lot. Melissa's Freedom. Hey, Australia underneath us or over us, whether we're up or down. The absolute opposite of where I am here. Australia. Australia. Love you guys. Lots of support from Australia here now. Got a bunch of people here. Justin, we got Gabber Beast from Australia. Got a bunch of people from Australia. Pink Dude, how's it going? And now Melissa's Freedom. Good afternoon to you, bro. Thanks, man, for coming by. Salut à toi, Monsieur Frédéric Santorelli. Merci, mon frère. Stream Samazi. Oh, niet Banar, hè? Dan is just Malzi. Daniel Lopez, thank you very much. De Assis. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Brazil in the house. Thank you very much. Great people from Brazil. Thank you so much. Sans call, Frederic. Helium 3, watch the movie Iron Skies, says Jason Berezny. Helium 3. Premise is Nazi moon colony mining H3 since the end of World War II, which I basically believe is I didn't necessarily mention my theory that they were mining helium 3, but I would believe since World War II, definitely after they would have progressed on forming a stable society up there for sure, without a doubt. Historic world, conquerors, dinosaurs, aliens, science fiction, space action. One of my favorite movies. Iron Skies. I am going to write it down because I'm going to forget it. And I'll double check that. Iron Skies. Thanks for letting me know that, man. Thanks, everyone, for stopping by the channel. If you're new to the channel, thanks for taking the time to subscribe. It's going Scott Drake in the house. Hey, Bruce, I see what you're showing. The world, silence is not absence. Thanks, dude. Thank you so much, Scott. Love you for it, man. Appreciate it, you guys. G Coffee 223. Hell yeah. Good times are coming. We have TT's channel in the house. Great time in Ireland. To watch you. Thank you very much, my friends from Ireland. Love you guys. Thanks a lot, eh? Hey, Divine Sorcerer. Nice to see you, brother. You guys can check out the Divine Sorcerer also as a paranormal channel, guys, and does some paranormal searching. And, of course, great support of the channel, Divine Sorcerer. Thanks, man. Alan Johnson, how's it going, brother? Listen here from the UK again. In the UK, of course, the big supporters in the UK. Thanks, you guys. Love you. What's this about 8,000 people going to get abducted tomorrow, Thursday, by aliens? No. Well, anyways, I didn't hear about that unless somebody else mentioned that. I hope not, but I know that they're sending in 5,000 police in France, and in Europe, I think 12,000 police officers will be out probably in France in all. I'm not sure how many are going to be there. But hey, listen, John de Souza, that's what he's saying, that they're going to start taking down commercial jets and military jets. And I would assume that they're going to hit some buildings, right? Like, choom, 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 couple planes, take out the White House. Think of it. That's something like that, right? They're probably going to do. But didn't hear about the 8,000 to be abducted, though. Are they actually, what are they planning it now? They're planning it ahead now? We're seeing more and more. Interviewed John de Souza last night on Broadcast Team Alpha. Awesome. Yeah, he's an interesting fella, and I think he's going to be talking out more and more also about things that he's going to bring out. So maybe not going to go get his book, but I am going to try to listen in a bit more as to who he'll be talking to. Hitler charges out on a Triceratops on a spaceship. Like, come on. Hey, you never know. Hey, Jason, you never know, man. The Triceratops on the spaceship. Oh, gosh. Yeah, man. They're working you hard, buddy. Hey, I hope you had a nice party, Julie. Good for you. It's a beautiful place you showed. I saw, Julie. Beautiful place. Ronnie, thanks for being here. Love you guys. Hello to you and welcome. Brian Lee, how's it going, man? I tagged you as a shout out and a thank you. Hey, wow. Thank you very much, Brian Lee. I love you for it, man. It really helps. It helps attract more people. Today, there were no views on the channel. I think you go on Social Blade today and it says I got only 800 people came by the channel today. It's a bit odd. Tap the like. We're winning. Absolutely. My gosh. Just the fact that there's 149 listening, I'm surprised. Probably almost about 100 more than usual. So that's always interesting. Mr. Sandman, what would happen if you took a 5-mile rope and hung it from a satellite with a weight attached to the end of rope closest to Earth? Well, listen, a 5-mile rope and hung it from a satellite with a weight attached to the end. Guaranteed the sucker's going to come down. They come down in orbit, eh? With the dusts, they say, is maybe worse with the probes that they send out to space. But there's a lot of dust out there, they say, and it pushes them down. Aside from debris, would be interesting to see, Mr. Sandman, if any debris would hit it. Because this is the stupid thing. Salut, Janine. Merci, Janine. I don't know why you wrote Hollywood, but you reminded me of what I was trying to say before. Magic wands used to be made of wood back in the day. It's funny, eh? Someone tried to make me stop saying that. Like I'm going to forget now. It just so happens the wood that they used to use that's written in a very old doctrine is a wood called Hollywood. And it's the wood that they use to represent opening the other side due to its some type of powers. There was another term for the wood, but apparently it represents the term Hollywood. And they said that even Hollywood, the reason why the entertainment business, Hollywood, which by the way, they say that it's them that are here to present to the people what's to come. Isn't that a little bit of weirdness? In other words, a lot of you tell me all the time, and I thought so myself, obviously, that a lot of the films that we listen to, there's a lot of truth in it. And back up 5-10 years at the films that they showed, and all those things are happening. Even sometimes the same cities, towns, and names that are mentioned in order are happening. You have Family Guy, you have The Simpsons, these cartoons. I mention it a lot that they're coming out with some events in the future that are actually happening and that they're predicting in some type of way, because all this information is already out there, right? People have access to looking up the information. The truth was never hidden from us. It's just hard to find. But basically, we're in hell here. Off subject, but I think of that all the time. Thank you very much, Julie. Started a channel. I'll get something going soon. Brian Lee, right on, man. Absolutely. Very therapeutic. It's fun having a channel. And there's a lot of people doing a lot of good now. Like, I mean, I don't know about you guys. Hey, Kimberly, how's it going? Thanks, you guys. I don't need the news anymore, right? Like, I mean, once in a while, I'd still like maybe to hear Carlson Tucker. But honestly, everything that Carlson Tucker has said, you've already been able to hear or find for yourself by doing some research, because YouTube and the platforms now, Brighteon, Rumble, whatever. I have a lot of problems on those websites, but on those platforms, social media platforms. But the truth is coming out. It's all over the place. The people that are lying online, well, you get other channels that make a channel that say that this person's not telling the real truth. So I think we're doing pretty good on YouTube. Are there a lot of lies on YouTube? Yeah. Is there a lot of, harm and stuff? Yeah, probably. But in reality, I don't think we need the news media. What has to change, it's the control over the news media. So I'm pretty sure the next president, whether DeSantis or Trump or whoever, they're going to change some things 100%. They're going to change some laws so that in future selections, people won't be able to manipulate things so much. Is what I believe they are going to do. Let me get some coffee, guys. Anyone want coffee? And we're back. And we're back. Anika, child of thought, thank you so much. Good evening to all. Revolution in France. I think it's exactly what's going on. I don't know if you had the time to listen to the beginning of the stream. I got yet again beautiful letter and the cards that you always send me, and I got the message. One thing I did not have a way of communicating with you or thanking you unless you had put the email in the last one and I didn't notice it, but I have such a hard time being able to find time for myself. But when you did exactly what you did right there in the letter and left the Gmail and stuff, I've been more than happy to respond to you. But unfortunately, I didn't have the time. I haven't been on Patreon yet to see who was there. That's another place where people can talk to me, but you don't have to pay to talk to me. So obviously, even I've never used my FaceTime except to talk to my mother, I think once, to do a test with my son, maybe. But once in a while, some people that want to connect, we can connect on a different level. But there's also, if I get a bit more members at one point, we can do a member stream. That would probably be interesting. Also, be a lot less in the streams to communicate. But listen, Anika, thank you so much. And I got your Gmail, so I will be able to enter your Gmail in my contacts. That way, I will be able to write to you and reply and respond to you. And at the same time, well, if you know me by now, if you want to send me something in email, it's always very practical that if you leave a comment, just say, Bruce, by the way, I sent you an email, because Bruce, it's the devil. The email's the devil. When I go in there, it's like being in hell. It's the most wretched place you could ever be in the email section. It's a place of horror. And many years ago, with all the crap that I got in the email, less and less and less do I want to spend time going in to see it. But obviously, when you connect with me guys and say, well, Bruce, I sent you an email, well, head over and check it out. So thank you so much, Anika. I appreciate that. Hey, you're right about that. Aleaus, c'est vrai, ça? Yeah, we'll have to check up on Lisa B. Maybe because she was working or something. I don't know. I have to check it out. I know Leah, she's gone to visit her family. She said she'll still be listening in, but she's taking probably a road trip with her family and whatnot to be able to connect as families do every once in a while. Thank you so much, Julie. We stream here, you guys. Mondays, Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern, and I stream Mondays also, 8 or 9 a.m. when I'm on. I'm doing some different days this week to see if there's different people coming to the channel. And even today, there's a bit more people watching. I really thank you all for having taken the time to stop by. Guys, it really helps a lot. You have no idea how much it helps coming by the channel and staying 10, 15 minutes to see what we're all talking about. Sorry I've been listening, but I've been trying for 5 minutes to send you money on a Superjet, and it doesn't work again, eh? There's a couple of people that were having problems sending in some contributions. I'm sorry about that, man, but I'm telling you, the thought counts, bro. Thank you very much, man, for being here. Oh yeah, Mr. Sandman, thanks for asking that. So that one came up here at 5:32. Let me scroll down here. Mr. Stephen A is here. What's up, brother? Smash that thumbs up, y'all. And I do appreciate it. For those that do, my energy just arrived. Stephen A is just like me, so interested in the UFOs, the truth, and what's coming. John Souza speaking out when a former FBI agent says that be careful because they're preparing a fake alien invasion, but it's not going to be fake. It's going to be real invasions. In other words, real death, real harm, but fake narrative, right? Like life, basically. But they've always been telling us lies. Alien Addict, how's it going? Bruce got my lad at telescope. Maybe an anomaly hunter in the making. Alien Addict, that is awesome. That is super, super awesome. Thanks for sharing that. You guys need any help or hints or whatever? I'm no professional, but at the beginning, sometimes it's silly little things that we don't understand. And then there's going to be that bag of things that you're going to throw away that you're not going to use with your telescope, like I did too. That is awesome. Yeah, careful. You might even scare the hell out of us one day because you never know what anybody can get. It's a matter of coincidence and time. It's not just skill, right? But the more you're outside, the more you're looking, the more nights there are, and it's always fun to experience a full moon for the first time, or a half moon. It's always different. ABCD, hey channel. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, man. Wow. Thanks for the generous contributions, my friends. Reward whistling and singing with good emojis like coffee and bacon. Hey, I would put bacon in my coffee. It's not something it's the only thing I'll still eat if it falls on the floor. Oh no, my bacon has all fallen on the floor. Oh well, I'm gonna eat dirty bacon. Never mind the crickets. Yeah. Don't put that with the bacon. I'm like, how many dads do you have? The dads are there. Sorry, I'm slacking. Dogs are freaking. I hear you, man. I hear you. Thank you, Julie. Canal de Investigación en Español. If ever you guys speak Spanish or have family members that speak Spanish, or whether it be Latin American or from Spain, that's a Spanish channel that I started a while back, approaching 1,000 subscribers. I've yet to do a lot of work on it, but it's a channel I wanted to start to get a couple of videos up so that people that speak Spanish will maybe have an idea of what I'm doing in my work. Autocorrect sucks. I don't know why it even exists. Hey, back from work, Bojo. Thank you very much. Let's put electric fans and disc turbo fans. Yeah, exactly. That's probably what they did. They probably said, okay, guys, screw the anti-gravity. Just do that. Okay. 25 drone. Okay, maybe not me, but I know it will pick up some other people. 10, 15 drones will pick up a 160-pound man and like fly away with you, no problem. There's a guy online that's actually making a flying drone to transport people, and made with other like a whole bunch of other drones, and not hundreds, only a couple of them. Not that many. Not no big amperage or nothing. Thanks, Stephen A. Yeah. It's all the hidden knowledge, I think. Back in the days, they knew a lot more about the plant life, the medicinal plant life, maybe the magical plant life. We're living in a magical world. Back in the days, they did have magic wands. They did have big cloaks on, like Merlin, the magician. They were performing spells. And hey, who says maybe we came from a spell? Somebody says, no, we come from God. Well, maybe God's a magician. Hey, Alien Addict, so am I, man. I'm really happy your kid got a scope. I'm really anxious to see what they're going to say on the moon, and the astronauts that will maybe speak out. For example, what other countries are going to say, like what China is going to say when the States go to the moon. China and the States have always been at war here on Earth, but what about on the moon? Well, you've heard of the law of man, whether it be racist or not, right? We always use man in it when in reality we should add women, but there's the law of the land. Have you heard that? The law of the land, and there's a law of the water. I don't know if it's on an anonymous official. I was hearing this that somebody was talking about it, but it's true. You don't often hear about the law of the water. The laws of the water are not like the laws of the land. We live really with two worlds, and like they were saying on Anonymous, they said you have there's only two things here on the earth. There's land mass, right, and water. There's nothing else. There's physical matter and water. So there are two laws for those two different elements. The laws for water, the water people, maybe, probably. If you think of an entrance going into the center of Earth, possibly the entrance could be in a tunnel in the bottom of an ocean, and not necessarily only, or both, like in Antarctica or something, in some type of cave that goes to the center of Earth. Beverly, thanks for being here. Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Margaret. Dogs freak out ahead of time too. Cats and everything, they all know it's coming, eh? Such a weird headline, right? Mothership and alien invasion. Yes, it's yeah. I can only imagine when they come out with that. Like, what are they going to say? This is real. There's an alien invasion. This is no joke. I mean, what are they going to say in the news? Really curious to know. Denis Levain, merci mon frère d'être ici. Bonjour à toi. Thank you, guys. Some people say they did. I've had problems with abductions, but I don't know if I actually went into the ship or not. That's the part that I maybe don't want to remember or can't remember. All I know is that every time I go in the ship, I take a piss in the ship. So I have to remember to go for a piss before going up in the ship. Take off too fast. Just relieve myself the minute they take off. Oh, what's wrong with the lights now again? Screwing up. Yeah, Backass Words, Weird World Channel. Thanks again for coming back, man. You said it right. Space Story, everything increased 1,000%. Everything's ramping up. Talking more about, I mean, think of it. For us to have known that Luis Elizondo was under investigation. So there's a lot of things happening to people inside of the FBI and the CIA. And don't forget, you got all the branches of the Defense Department. You got DARPA and everything. They all do different things. You got DARPA, CIA, FBI. They're supposedly all doing different things, except they're all doing secret projects, obviously, with American money, American tax-paying dollars. Invasion been saying this for quite a while. People thought, think me crackers. Yeah, well, of course, right? Probably a lot of people still do think people that think that are crackers, when in reality, hey, Randy, thanks, man. In reality, it's not crazy thinking of that. I think, and you know it, Margaret, I'm sure, thinking the opposite is actually psychotic. It's like very primitive. You would be at a very primitive level in your life path. You're not evolving too much if you're still set back that we're all alone here on this globe and there's nothing else out there. Hey, Julie Parker. Hello there, Bruce. Nice to see you again. Hope you and your family are well. I am so much. Thank you very much. Man, listen, what we would give for a chance to get up there and see it would be absolutely amazing. 100%. To be able to see the structures on the moon. I wish more people would come to the channel and would see and get interested in viewing the truth, because I'm telling you guys, I did this for the entire world, and all the grandmothers and not just grandmothers, but the youth that are religious. We have some young religious people that go to church too, whatnot. I think it's important not for people to abolish their religions or to do anything like that, but to integrate a truth that the alien does exist, and it's something that was left out probably of the Bible. You can keep that in mind, right? Because it could very well be that they omitted certain stories in the Bible that would cause us to not really understand the whole path of humans. This, what we've been doing and fighting for since the beginning of time is, well, you know, where are humans from? No, we're from here. No, we're from there. And there's the three theory is that everything has three theories plus, right? Excuse me. So you talk about the moon. No, Bruce, it's, aliens up there, or bad, certain, like my brother, he thinks it's more, it would be an evil entity, that it's not something good or positive that's there. Some people say it's positive angels, and that's heaven. You got lots of stories, weird story. John Lear, it was a very odd story. He used to think that the moon was a recycling machine, and there's lots of different theories that people bring to the table. I think they're all healthy, that everybody, invests time into reading and listening and trying to imagine that everybody's theory could be a possibility, and it can. Pay to chew bubblegum and leave a like, and all out of bubblegum, so thumb it up. Thank you. Out to lunch. Yeah, you said it, Mr. Sandman. It's true. Also, it's not, they don't plan everything ahead of time. They just do, and then the trick is that they decide something. The government, Anika, Athoth, and everybody. Thanks again for the generous contributions. They think of something for someone. They say, we're going to tell them this, and then they need help, so they're going to tell the media to start doing the same narrative. Like when they started shooting out that to everybody, the Build Back Better. You could hear it in the UK. We would hear it in France and Canada, the United States. That they were all talking about these things, the same things. It's like, oh, well, if everybody in all the countries are saying the same thing, it could be because it's real, but it's not. Same here, man. The idea of it all, the magic, I believe that we're a magic trick, a magic spell. Maybe that's how we appeared here. As much as people want to say, "Oh, no, 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 devils or demons or spirits and stuff," but all these things are very real. There's both a dark and positive side. When people are using magic, they're using a bit of both, most likely, even if they're trying to do something good, because everything has the yin, the yang. That's how I see it. But it remains a subject for me, Divine Source. It's extremely interesting. Think of it. Those UFOs that are coming here to Earth, if they're a magical being also, that's, whoa. They could be also. Alien Girl 111. Well, honestly, if you showed up here and you're interested in UFOs, well, it's a real UFO research channel. Hopefully, you'll be interested in viewing some of the videos. But the fact that you're the first person in my life that tells me, what am I doing here? And how come I appeared here all of a sudden, is because, wow, YouTube actually shared me out once, at least, to Alien Girl 111. So you never know, Alien Girl, you might like it here. Got a lot of good people, amazing community here. We're a real researching community, and we research and share our ideas and theories all the time here. Yes, exactly. You said it. So you said it even before me. It's exactly what I was saying. I just heard a video of that this afternoon. So I like the way people connect. So that means there's a lot of you here that know me by now, and you go to the same areas to look for some news, and you find the same things. I never linger on anyone's channel or valorize them or or believe necessarily that they're all 100% true, but I listen to everybody, even David Icke, Alex Jones. Why not? I listen to everybody that takes the time to talk about truth. And Alex Jones, like everybody, will tell some truth, but he also gives his own opinion, right? So you can take it or leave it when somebody gives their own opinion. That's like some of you here come here and Pink Dude, I think he said at one point, maybe I'm repeating myself, I may have said this before, but I like hearing that. He says, I don't agree with everything you say, Bruce, but I like your work, and he likes the videos, but he doesn't have to assume that every single thing that I'm saying, that I'm seeing and showing is so. It's a theory, right? Whenever I get on the moon, I know that they're living beings. They're really up there. That I confirm it. I just don't know who they are. I don't feel like I have to confirm who they are. Anyways, the government's not even confirming who they are. So just to tell you, Rose, Cullum, and now I'm skipping down. So if I start missing people, forgive me. I saw Maria or something. Where is she? Let me go back up here. Darn it. I'm scrolling down, 5:40. Oh my gosh, it's already to 6:30. Alien Girl still here. Yay. A new person on the channel. We're real here, Alien Girl. The community will respond to you. I will reply to you. A real channel. So you like my kazoo? Oh my God, that sounds so bad. That's not what I meant. But anyways, my guitar's in the way. Kazoo. My little kazoo. That sounds so bad. Let's change subjects. Thumbs up, guys. Says Alien Girl. Thank you so much. My friend had her purse stolen from Bill Clinton when she was in college. And oh, really? And they later returned it to her years later via a random person who was not a mailman. Oh, wow. Well, he maybe knew that he was going to be president, and at that moment he wanted to return it back to you. But that's, we live in a small world, and that's how it is. The president and all the presidents and all those people there, well, they were all Americans. Well, not all of them now, because now they're going to be, I don't know. Wouldn't be surprised if the president of Mexico comes and runs for president here, which, by the way, you got to wonder where he is. Just a nobody. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Mr. Parisian, how are you? Read a book while in school in the 1970s about a family mining H3 on the moon. They will do it. Read a book while in school in the read a book, while in school in the 1970s about a family mining H3 on the moon. They will do it. You damn right they will do it. Isn't that interesting? So it's funny, eh? We're going back about H3 now, back to the beginning of time, because right now, 1970, you're all the way back to the moon landing, right? 69, even though they didn't show us how they went or if they went, but with the illustrations we saw it. Like, we know that they're doing something related to the moon for sure. They have the capability of going, but they're testing out all the astronauts, and they're trying to develop an astronaut suit in the Artemis one that they sent up. They had sensors on the dummies. Not the first time they sent a dummy to space. Dummies, they had sensors all over them to monitor the shaking, at various speeds. And you got to wonder that, they were not equipped back in the day, especially not with a computer that was as strong as a cell phone. I think it was back in the days, the computer they had in there. So it wasn't the big cheese. Thanks so much, Julie. Elvis still alive. This gets better. Listen, just ain't nobody. I have an incredible story about Elvis. I saw a video of Elvis Presley recently interviewed in 2021, maybe even 2022, I posted the images, recent images, 5, 6, or 7 images of Elvis Presley. There's Elvis Presley, and it's not photoshopped either. I don't think so. There's a picture I have of him meeting Bill Clinton that I also posted. But aside from that, there's a channel like, and I say like Vibes, or what's the name of that channel? Vines. I'm not sure, but they're into music. It's a music industry that was looking for. He's in Arizona, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. He's just right there in Arizona. But they were looking for Elvis Presley. They located somebody that seemed to look like him, and went to knock on his door. I saw the interview. I saw the whole interview. I listened to what the guy said. He said it was really him, Elvis Presley. But the reason why they would have the stats, the reason why they would have done that, they said, is because he became an agent. For those of you that knew Elvis a lot, and I'm sure some of you did, Elvis Presley has shown up on stage not 1,000 times, but, well, 1,000 times, yes, but not with in the context or the way I'm going to tell you that he showed himself. There's images you could look for yourself of him at the show. He has a DEA jacket on. It says DEA on it. It's a black jumpsuit with 2 lines. He's an agent. And he was an agent, now retired, apparently still alive, and wanted to work underground, went to work with the group underground. So you look up Elvis Presley underground, you possibly find some of that. Now, I'm not bullshitting you. It's just like Bruce talking about Elvis. I saw the story. I'm not into Elvis, never was. Not a fan of the music of Elvis. Don't get mad, but I'm not a fan at all. It's an older time. It's a style of music I don't really like. Is he a good singer? Yeah, sure. Of course he was. Apparently, the story is that Elvis did not take any drugs at all. He was very offended. So he said in the interview that people thought he had overdosed when he was working with a crime unit, big crime unit. He went to the White House to ask the president of that day and age. That's probably a week before he left his jet out in the desert that somebody bought, by the way, his red jet that's floating out in the desert. He went to work underground to arrest people. So apparently every show that Elvis Presley used to do, every town he was in, it's because they were doing a bust and they were doing a sting operation, a big sting operation. They were trying to bust the highest of people. And this apparently is because Elvis Presley would have known some things about some people on the inside, in the drug world. And apparently not at all because he was dead. The story is that he was quite overweight on the toilet where he supposedly died, keeled over on the toilet. And they said that he looked swollen. It didn't look like him. There's even the name of a guy, I don't remember what it is, that you can look up, that they said that he had died. And the minute he died, well, he was Elvis's double in a way. And they immediately told Elvis, well, you have to die now. It's like, yes, this is when we have to do it. And we're going to put the body and replace it with yours. And you must have all heard, obviously, Elvis Presley's wax figurine or wax figure in his casket. A lot of people that I heard in the days, even people around here in town, said, oh, he looked like plastic, like they'd put in a plastic body. Shizu Biz, good evening. 29 and a half days to the next full moon. Again, can't wait. Yes, and I wish it was. Hope the skies are going to change. I hope the skies are going to change. I'm missing that moon. I was able to get it recently, luckily. Yeah, the scum of the earth, Soros. That's not a good thing. They were surprised, too, people. He is funded by Soros, but honestly, what the hell, man? How come? How could he be? How could George Soros want to fund DeSantis who's going against the elites. There's something not right about that. Florida is Nirvana. And on and on, and on. Yeah, there you go, Stephen A. Always talking truth. In general, DeSantis does sound like a nice guy. Sorrow ain't no nice guy. We'll see what happens with that. We'll have to be very careful, though. Absolutely. Just a nobody. Smart nobody. I think so. I guarantee it. I would say, from what I see happening on the sun right now, and taking into consideration the moon, it's always worse when the moon is full. Things, it affects the tides here. So you can only imagine how the sun would be affected when the moon is full as compared to a smaller moon. But as always, when the sun acts up, in a couple more days, I'll be able to tell if there's going to be another flare this week. But I guarantee you, if it isn't this week, it'll be the beginning of next week, because we don't go a month without having one, guys, since like a year and a half now. We will not go a month and a half without having at least an Earth-directed, solar flare, a solar storm, or geomagnetic storm. We got the double back-to-back coronal mass ejection. That came to Earth. Imagine that. 142 watching. So we locked there at the beginning, but it's still okay, and that's good. As I thank you all for sticking around. It looked like a lot of people stuck around. Sanders is paid by Satan Soros, really. It is. Listen, just so nobody, I flipped out when I found out, and I heard it a couple of days ago that Soros is funding him. But like I said, we got to wait to see what's going to go on. Is George Soros going to turn good? I don't think so. We'll have to see what happens. Hey, Creepin' Jay, thanks a lot, man. Follow me. Here's my doggy. I love you, Julie. And Julie has a cool channel. I'm sure people will go check out the channel. It's over 500 subscribers. We have to get it to 1,000 subscribers. Hey, Shogun BD. 100% Soros and Paul Ryan and other traitorous rhinos. Sad, eh? This is real bad. Everyone is compromised in the U.S. It is so sad. It's scary and sad. It's scary sad. It's out of this world to see what happened, to see the laws and rules being changed. It's just absolutely horrifying. Really is horrifying. I'm getting mad because the government is making out peaceful protests as being bad. Now, when people talk about a protest, you hear people, oh, don't forget to be good, eh? Yeah, be peaceful, eh? Don't go close to any buildings, eh? Don't throw any garbage on the ground, eh? That's what I heard Americans say for the whole several years that this has been going on. I've seen Americans picking up garbage. They say, remember back in the days, oh, the Americans, stereotypes, how people talk about Americans like Canadians, right? But they'll say Americans, oh, they're gunslingers. They're like their guns. They need their guns. Then you see the real protests in the States and you say, holy crap, nobody brought a gun. Everyone has one, but nobody's there with one. They're not savages. But why do they say the opposite in the news? So it makes me mad. It really does make me mad. Get your email, as my granddad sent me a video to send to you because he doesn't know how to do it. And there were some mysterious lights in the clouds. Absolutely, Henson. Probably somebody already wrote it in for you, but in case they did not, and sorry for making you wait that long, I'll take the time to write it in for you. This is important information, guys, about what's going on there. Stories like John Souza, even though, yes, he has talking about it before, why is it coming out now? Why did he go on redacted? I don't know if you know it, because he has a goal of wanting a whole bunch of people to see exactly what's going to go on, right? Like what's going to come because something's coming. I always look at it both ways. It could be that the government actually planted this bugger, and I shouldn't say bugger because the guy could be totally okay, but it goes both ways. He could be the implanted one where they say it's going to be a fake alien invasion and it's going to be a real alien invasion. I'm not saying it is there. I'm saying imagine me, I'm open-minded, guys. I'm not putting anything by what they can do, right? It could be a real alien invasion because I tend to think that they do not want the nuclear to be produced here on Earth. And it's not because I tend to think it. It's because the Galactic Federation people supposedly mentioned that. That's another thing you guys can look into if you've never heard of the Galactic Federation. We don't even know if that federation is consisting of just humans or part extraterrestrial, or I would say maybe consists of aliens and part human. Because if you look it up, this is very interesting. If you look up on Google and inform yourself, ask Google who that works at NASA represents space, who works with individuals in space, who represents, who's a spokesperson to talk to the aliens at NASA. And I'm telling you, there's this woman's name that's going to come up, and her goals, and not her goals, but ses tâches, what she does, her job consists of doing. It's just that. It's being an interpreter between, alien beings and human beings. It's a real job post at NASA, and I'm not making it up. Why? Soros figured out that he could cause more damage in local, a word I'm not even allowed saying. Lucky guys. Imagine that, man. I got a strike for mentioning the word that starts by the letter E at the end of your sentence. Could you imagine that? I wasn't even allowed talking about that. That's when it was all the big hype, right? But yeah, right you are. Back to solar flares. Are we experiencing one this week? Probably. And again, probably. If tomorrow, I'll tell you what, today, it was very hazy on the moon, and the video right up after this, I'll get it up for you guys. You're going to see all the haziness on the surface. I'm going to show you St. Bernardino, real quick clip of Indonesia, uh, the eruption, last minute eruption. It comes out like a bat out of hell, guys. Poof, runs down the side of the volcano mountain. You see all the smoke coming up. People in Indonesia live 5 kilometers from the mountain, okay? And 5 miles from the mountain, the city at the bottom. And when it erupted, they announced for people to be 7 miles away from the mountain. So yet again, people were being evacuated. Thank you, Gate Smasher. Afternoon, sir. Thanks for the generous contributions, man. Good afternoon, Bruce. The Trump arrest was a distraction. Watch the banks, your pensions, and 401k fund. Bitcoin is making a move by the elites. Bacon. Well, that's what we need. But you're right about that. Trump, I believe, is definitely a distraction. On top of it, I looked it up. He didn't do anything of what they said. The reason why he had paid Stormy Daniels, it's Cohen's or whatever guy. I'm following the story. The reason why he was ordered to pay her was because of the lies that were being said by her. He was afraid at the end of his administration that it was going to cause him and his family some problems. So the hush money that they talked about, you can call it hush money if you want, but it wasn't because he slept with her, And even if he did and it came out, well, so be it. It has nothing to do with him being a president. He wasn't even president 7 years ago. So stupid. Thank you very much, Gate Smasher. Hey, you rock, Bojo. I appreciate that, man. Mon ami Yann Lucas dans la maison. Les rues de France brûlent. C'est tendu
en ce moment en France. Hey, Yann, je te souhaite à tout le monde en France le meilleur de toutes les chances. Un grand courage à vous tous. C'est dégueulasse, man. Qu'est-ce que les policiers sont en train de faire au peuple? Ils sont sauvages. Ils sont en train de les blesser. Puis tu vois encore une fois, ils disent regarde la catastrophe dans les nouvelles ici. Regarde les vidanges que les personnes de manifestation ont brûlées. Ramasse-les, les vidanges. Arrête de les laisser sortir là. Si la seule chose que les manifestants ont faite, là, c'est de brûler là, une poubelle en plastique là, avec du papier là, puis du bois, qui arrête de se plaindre. Là. Parce que au nombre de personnes qu'il y a là en France, là, il aurait pu y avoir des décès avec les policiers, puis tu vois que les personnes de France sont super cool, ils se tiennent ensemble. Je regarde ça tous les soirs, Yann. Every night, I'm watching the protests in France. À chaque soir, je regarde ça depuis une semaine de temps. Puis ça fait plus longtemps que ça que vous êtes là en plus. I wish the best of luck to you guys in France. Like Jan Lucas said, my friends, it's getting real freaking bad in France. I've been watching the protests on and off in the evening, which I rarely have time for myself. And I sit down and there's something else happening. It's not the same as it was in the past. Now there's more tension. The more police officers. There's 12,000 police officers on their way tonight, if not already there. Yeah, you said it. The world's going to hell in a handbasket. Yes. Handbasket. Damn autocorrects. Love you, Darla. David says, sorry, I've been in the kitchen cooking some chicken and asparagus. That sounds good. Well, I'm lying. I can't eat asparagus. I wish I could because apparently it's very healthy for you. Chicken and asparagus. Wow. Is the pea going to stink after that? That's what they say, eh? I guess. I don't know. No danger. Mine doesn't smell like asparagus. I don't think it ever will. Right on, I am Kai. Thanks, man. Grip Rippers here in the house. Scrolling down now. I hate scrolling down because I'll miss a whole bunch of comments. I missed a lot of people that are here. I don't know if Mr. Towers is here. Sometimes I say hello to him, but I often miss him. Matt Street, hello, is here. KB, 150th like for you, KB. I appreciate that, my friend. Love you for it. Yes, lots. That's true. Colton and Larry, hello. I haven't seen Larry yet. Colton, scrolling up here. Good day. I hope everyone is having a great Wednesday. Thanks a lot, man. World War III killer asteroids, sun micronovas, floods, earthquakes, pole shifts, and wife is worried that she can't get any tomatoes. It's true, though. You know what? I think that's what keeps us grounded, though, eh? If she was to flip out or anything else but the tomatoes, you got to think of it. But it's true, eh? That's a good one. I was away from phone cooking. Interesting conversation. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for listening in. And that's awesome, you guys. Like, when you're busy, obviously, I don't want you to have to feel that you have to come by here, and you guys can just listen in. You don't even have to be in front of the screen to listen. That's like some of my podcasts. I try to make interesting podcasts. So, hey, Doc Holiday, thank you very much for being here. On his YouTube title, it says former FBI. Yes, that's right. Former FBI. If you're talking about my title, yes. At Ground Zero, as we are next to an arsenal manufacturing weapons. Aren't we all, eh? There's lots of us that are surrounded by those friggin' places. Weapons of mass destruction. We're on a hit list. At least it will be quick. If you look at it that way, obviously, my mother herself and I, we've had a conversation with that, laughing, saying, listen, if they're going to get rid of us that way, well, it's going to be real, real quick. Same thing if a big giant asteroid comes by. That's what's going to happen for sure. Jesus, still more people that came in. Oh, we're quite a few here people today. That's very, very cool. OBX Arms in the house. Kim D, I'm reading John's book now. Very interesting. Oh, Kim D is in the house and she's reading John D'Souza's book now, very interesting. Thanks for letting us know that. Yes, I believe it is interesting. Hit Biden in Ottawa, 2 birds, 1 yes. Hey, His Highness, my Canadian Ottawa friend. How my Ottawans, the Ottawans are here. Yep. That's what I was talking about. And it sounds really interesting. It's probably what I'm going to watch right after this. And again, I just jumped over my friend OBX. I'm coming down. Glad I never told anyone about my Stargate program that I work with. Wait, did I? Just the nobody. I don't want to offend you, but you've been coming here every day since I opened the channel telling me that exact sentence, brother. Wouldn't that be freaky? He's like, what? Wait a minute. He's just kidding there. I hope he's just kidding. I said it once. I said, imagine us every day has been the same thing. I come on here, stream every day to talk about Helium-3, right? Because we're just repetitively going through the same day every single day as we wake up and travel through time. Decreased or eliminated pain responses to just fight till useless. Get your power, my man. Shit's about to hit the fan. I don't think that the realm that the moon, AOBX Arms, how's it going, brother? Thanks for being here, man. He says, I don't think that the realm that the moon exists in can be compared directly to the laws of physics and chemistry on Earth. I say it all the time. Absolutely, I agree with you on that, 100%. Space is not what we've been told. It is part of an ascending dimension. That I never used it that way. I like the way you said it. It's part of an ascending dimension. That makes sense to me. That makes total sense to me, actually, 100%. And I agree with you 100,000% about the laws of physics. I say it a lot. The laws of physics that we're learning about here, you know, the speed of sound, the speed of the lightning here and everything's different on another planet or around another planet or in another dimension. It's always going to be different. Laws of physics are completely different. Things like that scare me. You know, they talk about time traveling machine. Imagine you go into the past, but then you can't get back because of something that changed with the laws of physics back then. You know, this until they do perfectly tests. I know they've been testing it, but you know, third phase of moon has the interview with D'Souza. Absolutely, Stephen A. Thanks for sharing that, man. Yeah, a long time ago, right? I saw D'Souza there. There's some other people that these guys are luckily able to interview. Absolutely. Hey, Carol West. With a padded closet with pillows, memory foam, and blankets, I can meditate, enjoy a place to meet with my maker in prayer, and being in SoCal, if there's a quake, be a soft ride. Maranatha. Hey, exactly. Carol West, I agree with that. And that's what they say. That's what they say. You sure you don't want to go out on the mountain? On top of the mountain? Wait till people go by to look at you? That's you know, because I laugh when you say, you know, meditating in your closet. Yeah, that's all you need to do to meet your maker, to talk to him, to get a response to him. A lot of people say you can't talk to God, but I beg to differ. Again, it's just my belief. Don't want to destroy anyone's belief or studies that you've done, but I speak to God and I get a response back. So it must be him responding back to me. Gates smashed our way in a schoolhouse to crash the party. It was so memorable. I tell the girl with us, just stay close and blend in. Geez, that's cool. I do that all weekend with Gate Smasher and you guys. Just how cool would that be? The Party Crashers. We opened a YouTube channel, Gate Smasher, Julie and I, and we call ourselves the Gate Smashers. No, that'd be cheating. That's Gate Smashers, I know. We just go through gates, bust parties and weddings and stuff like that. And we'll promote your stores and everything you're doing and my research. We'll just, Hey, in a space, you like gators, you like bacon. We got we got your back. La police, ce n'est pas le problème. The police is not the problem here in France, he says. It's only a small number of them. The real problem, it's the population that is difficult to wake up. Ça, c'est bien dit, Frédéric. Why am I coughing? Is it close to 7? Yep. You spent 2 long hours with me, guys. Oh, no, listen. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Talking about different temperatures there. Think of it. The temperature degrees just at 400 kilometers in the air is 5,000 degrees or whatever temperature that supposedly is around Earth. But that's how it is, like with many celestial objects, right? Like the sun. The sun's surface, they say it's about, give or take, 15,000, 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, as compared to the corona that's up into the 50, 55,000 degrees. When you leave the surface of the sun, it starts getting hotter and hotter and hotter as you're extending your outwards into the atmosphere. Well, the same thing for Earth. There's a lot of different temperatures. And then you get out into space, and they say that hell is surrounded by darkness. It's funny, we're surrounded by darkness here, right? I often think of that. I'm always afraid that we're in hell here. Yeah. That's what they were saying also. Original. And I'll be doing more investigation. I wish I had time to watch the whole video. But anyways, I'm not worried. Redacted won't stick around too long on the subject with that. It's the damn titles that get to me. Oh my God, they did this. I can't believe they finally did it. Oh my God, they did this again. Oh my God, he did what? But that's how not NASA, that's how YouTube is. YouTube wants us to have titles like that, but silicone and they vibrate. You sure you're not talking about about the other lady magic wands? Sorry, you couldn't help it. Yeah, well, back in the day, they were out of wood anyways. But they do vibrate. I'll tell you that. Holly tree. Now we're talking about some stuff. Absolutely. Hey, I'm sorry about that you experienced that, David. Again, thanks for the thought counts, man. I appreciate that. Problems contributing. Huh? Yeah, you guys. Magic of Hollywood. Hey, you guys are all awake. Predictive programming. Just so nobody knows a lot. Yep. Snake Jones. Today we walked out to the end, the beginning of the canal, and they started to make a canal all the way across Florida to make it a shipping label. It was so beautiful. That's too bad they're doing that, eh? Any more migrants along your beaches? Any more ships from Haiti? Christ, I think it was about something like 60 to 80 people from Haiti that wound up on the beaches of Florida. Imagine, which again, somebody asked me where, and I did not know where. Thanks so much for coming by, everybody, for having endured me 2 hours of time, and we were up over 100 people for a long time here, so I really appreciate that. I guess they means my money no good around here. It's no good. We don't want your money, David. Your money's not good enough. Hey, isn't that crazy? Nez Lover, thanks again for being here. Connie Lingus in the house. Hello to you. Hollywood from the holly tree is used to make magic wands. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I just heard on the anonymous channel. And I know that there's a lot. There's a lot that's going to be coming out, and I'm pretty sure it's what we all thought. Like, dragons and Merlin and all that. There was a time that those things, I believe, that were really, really real. And I don't know why. I don't even think I've ever watched a Merlin video ever. Only heard the story of Merlin the Magician, which really interested me for some reason. I just got this flash in my head where there's, he's trying to perform a spell, and You hear the electricity. It's like, I don't know. It felt real. Yes, Petalwood. Exactly, Nicholas. I could go as far as saying wormwood. Baby. Wormwood is even mentioned in the Bible. It's pretty trippy, eh? Wormwood, Planet 9, Nibiru. You know, there's lots of people fight about the same things. There's not 9 planets in the solar system. There's not 10 planets in the solar system. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Pluto is a planet. I don't care what they say. It's definitely a planet. Now they even have the 10th planet. And somebody says, what do they call the 10th planet? That's not true what you're saying. I said, the 10th planet. He goes, yeah, what's it called? It's called the 10th planet. They found it in the solar system. They mentioned it only a couple of days ago. Well, for me, a couple of days ago was about a month because the days go by fast in my head. But it's true. Goodness, David, it worked. Thank you very much, man. I think it's going to work. Yes, it did. It did. It's the 5,000 you were going to send. They didn't want you to send it. They wanted you just to send a smaller amount. Wonder what YouTube would do that. Somebody sends a big amount, they probably turn them away. Remember Regis Weishweg and John, is John Davis? Yeah. Well, anyways, the people that came here at the beginning to contribute to the channel, to have me open a fundraiser. I remember Regis trying to donate a couple of thousands of dollars. He wanted to do a one-time investment and donation to the channel. You had to do it through the My Event link because they didn't want him contributing that much on the channel. NRG is new currency. Interesting. It's all these diversions that they're doing, eh? Screw the news. People on Pub have it first. Absolutely. Earth Angels. Demon tastes delicious. Whoop, he disappeared when I clicked on him. Demon tastes delicious. Nothing like the corrupted dead corpses for dessert. Yeah, and you let them. I like leaving them on the counter for a couple of days too. First, to be sure they're dead, the buggers. They're going to pay so much. Nika Thoth and everyone, thanks for the generous contributions. Yes, one hell of a revolution in France, I believe. Thanks, Darla, for reporting that. I appreciate it. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, Demaravi. Some crazy stuff is happening. Did Mr. Trump talk about flying vehicles in the same speech as the new cities? I think you're right, Rose. Another thing, Donald Trump, before I get off here, Donald Trump was supposed to reveal something about UFOs. I tend to think it could have been that he wanted to talk about the CIA having killed John F. Kennedy, right? JFK back in the day. That came out. That's on theblackvault.com and Greenwald website. You can see it, or the Black Vault on YouTube if you guys want to really follow what's going on. That's not the only place, but in general, you have no choice but to go literally on the FBI's channel website, the Pentagon, the CIA, and they're going to make you register. Heads up, they're going to know you were there. And DARPA, I always follow Defense Department. You go where the Pentagon and the CIA have meetings and public meetings, and I often listen to those areas because that's the only area where they push out about UFOs and about what's going on. And of course, with some of the whistleblowers we have online now, we're able to know, quite a few more things. That's my address. If you guys want to send me a spaceship or a spaceship keys or a Glock, anything you want. No, don't send a Glock, by the way. And thanks for the generous contributions, everybody. C'est la vie, Stephen A. That's what they say, man. Big-headed Martian here. Thanks again for coming in. When if Bruce gets a bigger telescope, when and if. Yes, because it's all about that. It's about getting closer, about seeing better things, but we are going to update, and I trust you. If it's not that, it'll be the camera, maybe 200, 300 megapixels, so we can see those little UFOs. It's just that, and we'll be able to see everything. When and if Bruce gets a bigger telescope, we'd be able to see a whole lot more. It's coming. And those drones, too, I'm going to definitely invest in a drone so that we can experiment with that, hopefully this summer. It's coming, guys. Hey, the 22nd of March. Are you kidding me? Watch the shit on the news. Watch what's going to happen, everything. So we went through a lot of stuff together, of course. You guys really make these live streams what they are, eh? Thanks so much for stopping by. Gary Scott, an Aurora Project, Pulse Detonation Engine, flew over me in Scotland. That is scary stuff. Dangers for electromagnetic pulse attacks and the direct energy weapons, the DEW satellites. They're literally weapons in space now, and they can come over our countries and do anything they want to us. The sad part is that it's the people that pay for the crap that the elites when they're fighting. It's like the elites are in war, and it's always a good side, but I don't know anymore. Like, you look at the people fighting at the war, they're both shitheads, both sides, Ukraine, Russia. And I say they're both shitheads. I'm talking about the government, not the people. The people are always innocent on both sides. Sisters of the Swords. Thank you so much, Julie. It is. It really is. Realistically, it is, Stephen A. And I was looking at some models. Hey, you guys are curious. I don't think I've ever mentioned this. Maybe once before. I was looking at some Webster telescopes. These are the goal now is that the telescopes, the bigger they are, they're actually small, and they're really making them compatible. And there's one telescope that Webster makes, maybe more than one, but there's one of the telescopes that they make that are for people that have to travel, but have to work on getting footage of the moon and setting up, making the setups as fast as possible. One of the models, it's like a wheelbarrow, Stephen A. Just a wheelbarrow with 2 wheels. You wheel that out, 4 holes to stick in the 4 rods that go upwards to hold a ring at the end with the optical head on the end of that. And at the bottom, the camera sticks in on the side of the bottom of the wheelbarrow. So the goal is that, sometimes they don't look too attractive, the bigger scopes, because you have to dress them up. There's another layer that goes over top of them. I was showing, I think, an image to my mother or something a year ago, and she goes, "That looks cheap." It does, because in reality, it's just an optical head. The bigger the telescope, well, it's just the optical head is going to be about, I think the optical head was about like, the one I was looking at was a 28-inch, Stephen A. The 28-inch has got like a big ass ring, but the ring was only that thin. And 21-inch smaller, well, the ring was thicker, but a bit thinner, So taking Friday and Monday off work. Tomorrow will be my Friday. Nice long weekend. Well needed. Colton, enjoy your weekend. I'll get some good videos up for you this weekend, my friend. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for appreciating it, Colton. Yeah, it was a pretty cool video. You can see some cool stuff on the surface. Really cool stuff on the surface. Some days it's a lot better than others. And again, as I get off here, I'll be working on, it's almost ready. It's almost completed, the video for the members. And I'm up late tonight to get a head start on the video to present here for you all. Of course, I'll be looking outside. If it's not a freezing rainstorm tonight, it's on its way. I'll be trying to get some UFOs. Are you ready? If you're new to the channel, I get a lot of UFO phenomena in the sky, and I got some on the moon. I promise you an incredible springtime coming. They're announcing a warm spring for us, even though it's so screwed up, the weather, it can change. But if they're announcing for a warm spring, that means they'll be able to kick off a head start to getting some amazing videos for you all. Really means a lot for you all being here. Have a wonderful evening to you too, Kimberly. Thanks for listening in, everyone. See you all very soon. Love you, Kimberly. Thank you. Anika, Julie, Darla, Stephen A, Grip Ripper. I shouldn't name them all because there's people here. Let me scroll down just in case I missed someone. Orgamy Truth. Hey, hello to you. Thank you very much. Yeah, well, that's what I believe, man. And you're right. It's not like a vacuum. As a matter of fact, professional scientists say that it's sort of like a vacuum. You can ask any professional. It's sort of like a vacuum, but space is not in a vacuum. Space isn't dark either. And what else did I hear? Heard a hell of a good one before I get off. I don't remember. I'll remember next time. But there's some other things like that they're coming out with. I think it's Michiu Kaku that was talking about it. But the time warp. What's a time warp again? Yep. You're right about that, Alexis. We're straw man. 2 out of you when born. If I only had a brain. I wish I had a heart. Wish I had a heart. Everything we've ever seen, even when we were young, was all subliminal messages. And it's thousands of little micro messages that arrive at the end to tell you one big story. Muchas gracias, amiga. Hola, buenas noches. Buenas noches. Gracias. Thanks for everything, amigo Bruce. Gracias. Thank you very much, Emgri. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Real invasion or government Hollywood hoax? Yeah, exactly. A real invasion government Hollywood hoax. But it's exactly that, though, because it's going to be real pain and death, but it's a fake narrative. And they're going to get more funding for that, too, because then they're going to be able to apply martial law. And when they get martial law, they're able to block more people. And then it just so happens that if there's a sickness, anyways, we'll get into it, but that's how it is. Right on. You said it, Alexis. Alexis, play my music list, please. No, it's Alexa. I mean, a hoax, but with real back engineered UFO technology. That's exactly it. Guys, I love you very much. And thanks to all the mods. Thanks for the generous contributions, for connecting with me. Connecting is important. And I'll be connecting with a few this week. And I hope that you'll be back to see some more live streams. Next stream will be on a Friday, 1 p.m. in the afternoon and 8 p.m. at night. We have 2 different streams for different times for people, depending on where you are. I know the time is different in some of your countries. And I thank you all very much for the incredible support of this channel. You guys make the stream what it is. Thanks for the beautiful support. Thanks for everyone showing up today. We're about 150 watching, which is new. So thank you very much. And I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Members, be expecting a video to come up. And at the same time, on this side, I'll be getting one up too. Thanks, everyone, for the incredible support and contributions. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye-bye for now. Thanks for the comments. I'll be answering more comments tomorrow. Thanks for all the comments. Beautiful comments on the last video, as always, guys. Bye for now.